Hey folks, welcome back to another exciting episode of How to Tie with your guide Shannon Messer from the wonderful Tuckasegee Fly Shop in Bryson City, North Carolina. Often imitated but never duplicated, of course. We are the one and only. You can't miss us, especially this guy here who's a little crazy sometimes. Here in my Norvise fly tying system, I am going to attach a number 8 Hackle dry fly hook. And I am using an 8 for this particular purpose of being able to show you this fly. Excuse me, folks. Got a little frog in my throat. Ribbit. Ribbit. Let him jump in the water there for a second. See if that helps things a little bit. I'm sure it will. But this fly I want to tie for you here is called the Carolina Wulff. If you've ever tied any Royal Wulffs, you will be real familiar with this. If you haven't tied any Wulff style patterns, this is a great one to start with. So we're going to go ahead and get our Vivus Black 10/0 thread started on the hook here momentarily. And I'm going to take with my Norvise system here, I'm going to spin it. I'm going to lay me down a thread base, and I'm going to come up to the point to where I want my wings to start. If you're kind of curious, you can go halfway down and then come back and split the difference. And since I'm going to be using hair wings on this, I know when I fold it, it's probably going to end up being right here in this particular area there. Use your scissors. They're great gauges. If you don't know how to measure, you can look at that. You can split the difference and kind of use that. Okay, here's half, half. Use that as a measuring tool for you out there. Just a little pro tip for you. So I'm actually going to be using calf body hair instead of the calf tail on this particular fly. I use a lot of the calf body hair right here. And it's just a little bit easier to tie with, but calf tail is awesome. It's just a little coarser, and I don't think you get as much out of it. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe that's not true. But I put that into my hair stacker. You see tips forward, and I get a nice stack on that. I'm going to set that over to the side. And as far as the height of your wing is certainly up to you. Everybody's going to say at least go to length of the shank of the hook. Just kind of measure it, get it close. I don't know of any wing police coming by. If you do, will you send them my way? I'd like to meet them. Remember, you are the one in control of the flies on your vise. No one else is. And if anybody wants to bash them, just let them bash away and just be real nice and let them have it. I mean, that's just, come on, man. That's a come on, man moment. You know what I mean? It's going to get those tips in there secured down. Get in here. It's a little bit sharper bite than I wanted. Now I want to stand them up. And maybe you can tell now what I was talking about, where we build this thread dam. It really put that wing in the perfect position right there, okay? Not too far back, not too far forward. You're going to be able to put hackle on here. You're going to be able to tie your fly off. You're going to be able to get the leader or tip it through the eye of your hook. That's all important. So you can tie the prettiest fly, but if you can't get your tippet through it, it's useless. You know what I mean? It's useless. Be there or be square. Okay, I'm going to put a 1/2 inch in it. I'm going to run this 1/2 inch all the way up in here. So I want to try to get that and put it right up against that, just in case something breaks. I've worked hard to this point. I don't want anything to go wrong. As you can see how that's sitting right in there. Now I'm going to split the difference, excuse me, as much as I can. And while we're doing that, why don't you go ahead and take a moment right there and hit that like button, and be sure to hit subscribe if you're not already done so. We greatly appreciate that. Really awesome content here on our page, man. It's really fun. 1, 2, 3, and informative. And then we're going to come back over. I'm going to tilt my vise a little bit. Now, if you have any questions about this Norvise I'm tying on, this vise here is made in the USA. Actually designed in the 70s by the late Norm Norlander. We sell these in the shop. It's a great tool, and I mentioned it is a tool. People don't think about, hey, I need some tools to tie flies with. Well, you need a vise, or in my opinion, you need a system like this. And the reason why I say you need a system, because it all works together. Tie better flies faster. Now, don't get caught up with speed when it comes to tying flies. Get more caught up in quality, okay? You need a fly that's going to stay together when you're out there fishing on the water. You've worked really hard to get to this point. Why do you want it to fall apart? The more you tie, the more consistent your flies are going to get. It's just hands down, especially on a pattern you may not be comfortable with. I'm going to put a few wraps at the base of that wing I'll do that on both sides here. Just kind of draw those up. Had a little bit of rigidity to that right there. Oops. Come in there like so. Got it. Wham. All right, so I'm going to take my thread to the back, but you can see how those wings are nicely divided in through here. See how that? We got an even set of wings. It's going to help it float quite nicely for us. Now our next material is going to be our tail. For our tail, we've got some deer hair right here, okay? Got us some real nice deer hair in here. Now, once again, I've taken that material, I've cut what I needed, and I've set that in my hair stacker as well. And you can tell that this hook is barbless, so I have my thread right here where a barb would be on the hook, okay? So if you're kind of curious where you need to stop your thread, you could go too far with this. It's going to make your tail point downwards, but stop right in there. Err on the side of caution. If you're not for sure, stop a little bit short instead of going a little bit too long. As you can tell by the vibrations, I was stacking that hair. And they always say make the tail the length of the shank of the hook. I get it close. You know, no one's perfect. None of us are perfect. So I kind of have that right there. And I want to take here and I'm going to make some nice little pinching wraps. And I want to take and I want to work my thread up to that tie-in point right there where the calf hair ended, and it's almost going to smooth this body out for us. You see that right there? You see what I'm talking about? Got a few little stems right there, but you can see mostly that tail is on the top of the hook right there. It's not on the side. It's not really rolled with this, which will happen sometimes, okay? Let's just face it. Things happen sometimes. Now we've got that in there, and we've got a really good base for our next material, which is going to be some peacock. All right. Now, the peacock is next. I've got us a piece right here right now. Now, this stuff here is brittle. We have to be careful with it. I'm going to kind of snip off that tip momentarily. I'm going to get that tied in. You see when I pull tight on that, what happened to the that tail right there? It flared like the nature boy. That's okay. Not a problem. It's going to help it float a little bit better. Now I'm going to come in here with our peacock Herl. I'm going to get that started, and I'm going to start making wraps in here. Try not to get it caught in that hook. So one thing, I like these hooks, but the way that point comes up right there, by golly, if you don't watch it, it can be boogers on your materials. But you see this peacock that I have right here is like the peacock sword right up next to the eye of the peacock. That's some good looking stuff right there. All right. Aha, you see how I brought my thread back over? That bobbin took up that. That's why I said this is a tying system, because it works together with this automatic bobbin in here that Mr. Normlander came up with. Man, that's what makes it so easy. And once you tie on a system like this, you just can't go back. All right, so the next material we're going to use is going to be some floss. Now, this particular floss is going to be yellow, where on the Royal Wulff, it's actually red. Now, this is where we get the Carolina version of this. The Tennessee Wulff would be a green color band, and then your Royal Wulff would be red. Okay, so we're going to get that put in there like so. And I want to bring this up here like this. This is a kind of a single strand in here. And if you have some nicks on your fingers, it's going to really show up at this point when you start wrapping this, okay? So I'm going to go back over that just a smidge. All right, just kind of caught that eye, the hook, or the, not the eye, but the point. You're going to get some of those fibers like that. Like we got us a good band right there. I'm going to go ahead and tie this off right here. Okay, just like that. Oops. Bring my thread right there. I'm going to capture it. Make some good, nice little tight wraps over top of that. Really secure that down. Good deal. Hope y'all can see that good. Appreciate y'all watching. It's really fun tying these flies and bringing them to you folks there. Really is. Hope you enjoy these flies. You have any comments, or maybe there's a particular fly you want me to try to tackle, I'll be glad to do so. Just hit me up and let me know what that might be. Certainly Shannon, that's SHANNON at tuckflyshop.com, or you can call the shop as well, 1-828-488-3333. I've got that one. Let me get off there. There we go. That was bugging me just a smidge. I want to wrap back over that a little bit. I'm going to build up this area in here, and I'm going to take our next material, which is going to be another piece of peacock, okay? And nice. Getting this here done all nice and neat. Good deal, boys. Now, typically 12s, 14s are going to be your size range on this here. This is obviously quite large, as I mentioned to you earlier, size 8. But 12s and 14s are going to be ones that you're going to be primarily tying and fishing. I'm going to go back over that yellow just a smidge and then come forward with that Peacock. I'm going to run it all the way up to the wings. Just in there like so. Okay. Hopefully y'all can see that. I want to bring my bobbin back over with my thread. I'm going to reach in there and capture. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, that was pretty strong. Cool, got it. Whammo. Nice, put in a half hitch. Now, the only thing we're lacking at this point is going to be us putting on our hackle. Now, on your Royal Wulffs, kind of that dark brown, Coachman brown color is your typical color on that. Here I'm going to use one, it's a grizzly that's been dyed. It's got the black and it also has a dark brown on it, so it's going to be a great color combination. But so far we've got us an awesome looking fly. I'm going to take this here, I want to slide that into the, get that secured in there on the side. I want to get this stem tied in. Looks real good at this point. Make sure it's nice and secured. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to put in a half hitch. I'm going to put my bobbin over here to the side. I want to inspect it just a little bit. I think I'm going to put a little bit more thread right in here, okay? Trying to make sure that the bottom of that right there is about as level as we can get. Oh yeah, much better, much better. The reason why I want to do that is because your hackle will lie flatter. It's going to look better and it's going to be easier to tie in. Okay, certainly can use hackle pliers if you want. I'm just going to take mine here, use my fingers. I'm going to push those wings as forward as I can. I want to make some wraps in through here. 1, 2, 3. Might be able to get 4 back there. Back a little bit too far. One thing about this Norvise, you see how I went backwards and got that. There we go. Nice. Still looking pretty good. I'm going to pull that wing back out of the way. I'm going to get 1 wrap in front here like this. And then I'm going to start rotating my vise. Oops, I about slipped it. I about let it slip out of my fingers. Oops, I just kind of spat at it too. Whammo. Better watch it. Get that COVID. Man, look at there. Doesn't that fly look good, folks? That right there is a fish catching machine. It's going to float like a cork too. Looks like that right there. Slipped a little bit. That's all. Okay. Come in there like that. Sweep that back. Make sure everything's out of the way. Take my half hitch tool. Going to make sure that my eye is clean, which I believe it is at that point. I want to push my wing back so I can see. There we go. A little bit better position. Reach in here with these fine point scissors. Wham, trim that out of the way. Not much use left in that one right there. I'm going to go ahead and discard it. Take our whip finisher here. Do 2 whip finishes, or you can do 1 and a little bit of head cement. Really depends on what I'm tying and how I do that there, the type of fly I'm tying. Okay, right there we go, folks. We have us a really nice Carolina Wulff at that point right there. That's a fly right there that's going to fish really, really well for us. Got a little straggler thin right there. It's a thing about floss. You got to watch it. But that fly right there is going to fish. That is 88 out the gate. That is money all day here in Western North Carolina. Be sure to tie these things up in green. The green one we call the Tennessee Wulff. It's that color green right there. So if you can see that green on it like that. This stuff, however, I've had for over 20 years and I can't find any more of it, and that's all I've got left. It makes a great little green stone, but I have been very sparingly tying with that stuff there, and as we go to trade shows, I keep that thing in my pocket in hopes I can find something that matches it. Anyway, we appreciate you folks watching, and we look forward to seeing you on the next fly tying video. Y'all take care. Tight lines.